Yo, 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 welcome to another edition of the Geeky Bros Podcast. I'm your boy Tactix.
Yo, it's just Darcy here.
And this is Big Geek Umar. How y'all doing today?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm doing pretty good.
Good.
So,
Come on, man. What was that?
we
never get it right. Man, that intro was whack as shit.
We definitely need to have some sort of some other thing that, we're not even doing the news channel camaraderie. We're just we do the introduction and we're like, so how was your day today? And it's no, we just go silent.
All right.
Yeah, all right. So how was y'all day today? Yeah, it's pretty good. Had a couple good deuces. It was a pretty smooth day.
Don't worry, audience. We will get better at this. Hopefully, 40 episodes.
Yeah, here's hoping.
Yep, exactly.
All right, Umar, what's on the agenda for today?
All right, so we got a ton of geeky news that has been just streaming out. The first one is a rumor that has yet to be completely authenticated, but given how the rumors for the movie have been going, I wouldn't be surprised if it's true. So the rumor relates to The Batman. Yes. Another thing happened.
Mm-hmm.
The rumor is that our very star-focused Robert Pattinson Patty Pattinson has decided to fornicate on the Batmobile with his co-star Catwoman, aka Zoe Kravitz. Apparently, they got caught by the director and a producer or something like that. Nonetheless, they were. The director, Matt Reeves, was angry enough to stop them in mid-throws on the Batmobile. There wasn't detail of whether they were in costume or not, but that would be fascinating. And
I feel like if you're going to fuck on the Batmobile, you might as well be wearing the Batsuit. Just saying.
And then, so nonetheless, Matt Reeves was furious. And since we haven't heard any follow-up since then, I'm wondering if they're just going to keep a lid on it and if the rumor is all we're going to hear. But to be honest, I'm kind of expecting this to drop big.
And do you forget the other part of the rumor?
She pregs, yo.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I did forget about that part.
Yeah, she took a test, and she just recently got a divorce and stuff like that. Leading up to this moment,
little Damian Wayne's coming out.
Actually, if Catwoman and Batman, then it's Helena.
Ooh, okay, facts.
True, but I was just thinking, what if we were living in an alternate timeline, and this already is Damian having sex with Catwoman because it feels like it. With everything that's happened with him, it feels like we started with Damian. We've never met Bruce.
Yeah. Honestly, if Matt Reeves is able to make the Batman movie we saw it possible from the trailer, and also what he can do, if he's able to give it to us after everything this film has been through, he may become the most talented director in my eyes.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he's a top level talent to begin with, but if he pulls out an actual solid film out of this, let's just say let's say he pulls out one of the best Batman films of all time.
Sorry,
right?
I need to interject. Apparently, Robert Pattinson doesn't know how to pull out.
Well played, sir. Well played.
Yo, that is one of your best. That was one of your best. I was not ready for that. Wow, that was good. If Matt Reeves is able to pull off, I don't know, everything's gonna sound wrong.
Sorry.
One of the better Batman films we've ever seen, right? If he hits his vision, right? And it's one of the better Batman films we've ever seen. I'm I'm guaranteeing you that the next studio he works with is gonna be like, what do you need, man? You got it done through that. can we get you, like, what actors do you need? Like, how much can we have to pay for a better quality actor that you can work with, right? Because like, and he's gonna first say, can I get Sirkin again? Because I know I like working with him. But yeah, like, and also the rumors also said that he in the moment he was so heated that he said he's not even gonna do the other two films, right? He's done, like, at the end of this film, which hurts my heart, you know. And like, I hate recasting an actor midway, but I'm kind of game for it right now. Like, I'm kind of game for, like, let Matt do 2 and 3 and just get a new actor, right? I even want him to restart this film at this point. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, like I was interested. Like, I will admit, I was against Robert Pattinson at first. Then I saw the trailer, and I was like, okay, I would be interested to see what he could do. Now I'm just like, get rid of him. Get Val Kilmer again for all I care at this point.
Woo! That's some shots fired. Like, I wasn't against him at the beginning because I'd heard about some of his indie stuff being really good, but I just didn't know he was like this.
Yeah. T, what do you think about this whole situation?
Yo, man, I'm kind of torn on this whole thing. On one hand, I'm like, yo, you fucked on the Batmobile? Nice. that takes the Mile High Club to, like, it blows Mile High Club out of the water, bro. It's like, yo, you fucked on the airport, I fucked on the Batmobile. I got pussy literally and figuratively on the Batmobile, yo. Like, it doesn't get any better than that. So I kind of got to give him credit for that, because I mean, I feel like that's like a move that I would do. Like, I wouldn't even need to be casted. I'd just be like, yeah, there's the Batmobile. Yo, I'm in. I'm on that, right? But
literally, you're in.
Yeah, but on the other hand, I am very disappointed because that trailer was so fantastic to watch, and then it just seems like everything that we've been hearing leading up to this point, Robert Pattinson just does not give a shit about this movie. He's purposely fucking this up, and it's disheartening because Matt Reeves is an amazing director. Like, I was on board from like the apes movies, man. Like, what he was able to do with a bunch of apes, not real apes, but, you know,
we hear you.
That movie was incredible, and the trilogy was incredible, and I really had my hopes up with this movie, and now I'm kind of with Darcy. I'm like, at this point, I'm down if they recast him midway. I don't like if they just got rid of him and they just started over, which they most likely won't do. But I kind of don't even really care about this movie because of like what's happening behind the scenes and the fact that we're most likely not going to ever get a second or a third movie out of this because of all the shit that's going down. So I don't know.
It's weird, but like ordinarily you hear about it's such a toxic work environment. We've been hearing that a lot lately, especially with the whole Joss Whedon thing. But also you hear about like, you know, it wasn't fun for anyone to make the film, and it kind of like ruins your I guess you could say like childlike wonder about how they make films and like being a star and all that sort of stuff. And then you hear about this stuff and you're just like, I just feel bad for the crew.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't sound like Robert Pattinson is being mean to anybody aside from like the vision of Matt Reeves. This is probably driving him crazy, but like I just feel bad for everyone else. It's like, yo, we've been wanting to make this film and we're still making the film because this asshole keeps doing shit.
It's so frustrating. Like, part of me really just hopes, and I don't see how this could even work, but part of me just wants it to be like all of this stuff was just to build PR and it was all like fake. But it makes no sense as to why that would be the case. Like you don't really need it for the Batman. Like, you just tell people you're making the Batman and Matt Reeves and say nothing until the trailer drops, and you're like, and that's it. Like, and you still put bums in seats, right? You know?
Yeah.
If you want to build up hype, then you just like start dropping like little websites with no barely any information on them, right? And give people a trail to follow, right? You definitely don't need this.
I mean, not that this is a great argument, but you could make an argument for the fact that no one really wanted or believed in the fact that Robert Pattinson could pull this off, like pull off the Batman role. And so he already has that against him. So, but I mean, that's a far stretch. I don't think that that's the angle that they're going, where they would cause this much controversy and drama around this movie just to make, well, they're not even making Patterson look good at this point, right? So this would be a dumb move, like from a PR perspective.
Like the only way, like, and again, this is me like hoping, because I want it to be like 3 films. Like I want Matt Reeves to get his full vision, right? Because based on the hint, like the taste of what we got, I'm in for all 3 films on his vision. So the only way this could possibly be is if you're like, you're trying to make like an interactive experience for the audience, and this is what it's like to actually live in the world where Bruce Wayne is, because Bruce Wayne is like a playboy and just doesn't like, and like everyone like probably doesn't really love, like they kiss ass to Bruce Wayne, but they don't really like him, right? Because he's an ass, right? And that's part of his shtick, right? And then we get the film and it's like, no, we were just kidding. This is real. And you're like, oh, but I don't know how that would make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. I just want something to take the problem and make it go away.
Honestly, at this point, they didn't need to do anything. They had the trailer. Once the trailer is, everyone shut up and was like, we're just waiting for this movie to come out. And then all of this stuff happened.
Yeah. I could have gotten with half of that teaser and still would have been sold.
Yeah. All right, moving on from Robert Pattinson, hopefully for the last time, if he can just keep his pants up and keep his mouth shut and just do the damn work.
Umar, I'm telling you this right now. There's no way at this point we're not going to hear more news about Robert Pattinson. We're going to be talking about this thing for a while.
Yeah. So next bit of news, which was kind of a big deal for me, hopefully for you guys as well, was Avatar: The Last Airbender news. So as hopefully most of you guys have known, and we talked about in previous shows, the old creators of the original cartoon left the Netflix live action series because they're like, they called it creative differences. We found out later Netflix wanted to add gore and sex to Avatar: The Last Airbender. They also wanted to age up Katara and Sokka, but not Aang. And then they made Katara the older one and Sokka the younger one, but left Aang at the 12-year-old. So like a 16-year-old Katara, 16, 17-year-old Katara is going to hook up with a 12-year-old Aang.
Or not hook up.
Or not. Well, anyway.
At this point, might as well cut that storyline thread out.
Well, that's one of the reasons why the creators left. They wouldn't.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So anyway, all this stuff happening, and all of us Avatar fans are like, oh, what's going to happen? Well, apparently this happened. The creators went back to Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon has now created a new studio called the Avatar Studios, and that studios is designed specifically to generate television and movie animated content for the Avatar world.
Well, first off, I'm going to give Netflix the benefit of the doubt and assume they only saw the last movie and we're trying to up that. They were making improvements from what they knew. Okay.
I don't think I can give them that, man.
I know. They've hosted the show. Like there's no way you can get by. I'm just fucking with you. Now this sounds dope, and I love the giant FU that those creators got through back to Netflix. Like as much as I really want to support Netflix, in taking on Avatar, it's kind of proven that like it needs to go back in the hands of the creators, and it's just a great opportunity for Nickelodeon and for Nickelodeon to probably bring themselves into the streaming area. I don't know if they have a streaming platform, but they certainly can launch a streaming platform around this. This would be their like Marvel for Disney, or kind of a deal, and they could build off of that, or hook up with some other big streaming platform and make that work. But there's definitely a huge audience there for them. So,
how about you? What do you think, T?
So, by them, doing this with Nickelodeon, does that mean that they're just sticking to Avatar based storylines, or are they going to branch off and do other properties as well, or is this just exclusive to?
Well, the Avatar Studios is meant, at present they've said it's meant for the Avatar world. So, I mean, for crying out loud, if they wanted to, they could make like a Uncle Iroh movie. Ooh, that would be.
You just like said that, and that was a good idea.
Yeah.
I really hope that we get like a bunch of different content, right?
Kind of like Star Wars, like on Disney Plus. Star Wars has all these different like The Mandalorian and like Clone Wars and all that sort of stuff.
Didn't they say the first thing they're launching with is an Avatar movie, like an animated one? I'm thinking. Yeah, just to kind of also come at Netflix and be like, yeah, whatever movie you drop, we're gonna make this more the canon one.
Netflix is looking for a series, not a movie.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, fine. Still,
but live action, right?
Netflix, yes, live action.
Okay. And then the Avatar Studios is going to be both, like live action and animated?
No, it's going to be animated only, but movies and television.
Got you. Okay. Is it going to be a continuation of the storyline, or are they branching off and doing?
We don't. Yeah, we don't know yet. But like, frankly, to be honest, they could branch off if they wanted to. Like, they could do other avatars, like Avatar Kyoshi. I know Avatar Kyoshi has books out right now. I mean, they could do tons of stuff.
Yeah, I also would mind seeing more of, how do I put this? Because Avatar has a hold for 1 second, but it has kind of Star Wars mixed with something else-esque level to it in terms of its universe building in the perspective of like, you know how like with the lightsabers, right? Like how there's like all these different colors, and then certain ones have like these deeper meanings, and you can kind of explore that. And I feel like I saw something posted about like the rarest bendings, and I wouldn't mind seeing like series that like mini series, whatever, that go into like some super unique level of bending and some building a story around that, but just also to kind of show and expand the universe a bit out. I don't know. I just like even the interesting lore of bending, I would be intrigued to see more of stuff.
I wouldn't mind seeing a little bit more of a mature Avatar. Like not like in the original context, but like if you're going to do like side stories, then I wouldn't mind them getting a little bit deeper into like blood bending and like go a little bit more gritty with that, because I feel like that could like turn like super dark, and like I want them to kind of go that route. I don't know if they'd be able to do that on a Nickelodeon platform.
That was
but
exactly the point I was going to make. Like I would want that too, in terms of like making more mature content, but at the same time still basing it in the spirituality and like the nuance that like the original series has. But but to be fair, Legend of Korra went pretty far with bloodbending, and hell, they had an airbender literally suffocate a woman like right in front. Like,
didn't some dude's head explode or some shit like in one of the?
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
I remember like someone's like he pulled out the air out of her lungs and then let her like suffocate while standing up.
I remember. I don't know if it was a dude or a chick, but like her head, something happened to her head. Her head. His girlfriend or something. Yeah,
and like she blew herself up.
That was a wrap for her. Like I was like, wow, but like they don't actually show it, but it's implied, and you're like, damn.
You know what happened.
Yeah. And the one I saw was someone talking about a rare form of airbending, or the rarest form is like smoke bending or something like that. And I just saw like a clip, like a thumbnail or something. I was like, oh, that's intriguing. So just the idea of like exploring out and expanding on how people have adapted, like how stone became metal. Right. And like air becomes smoke and water becomes blood. Right. And just expanding out on that by having some kind of like mini series that like goes in different areas and then builds up the universe a bit more so that you can then tell a new story with maybe a new character, like a new avatar, and the world's evolved and you've built up that. And or you go backwards in time and you use something like what's a super rare thing that hasn't been done in how many hundreds of years, and then that comes up later on as they build up. But I think there's a lot of potential because we got the original creators. So
yeah, and my only thing is don't do what they did with Legend of Korra in this, and I'm only talking about the specific part where they rush through everything. Like the first season was like they rushed through that. Every single season they rushed. They had like 12 episodes or like 10 episodes per season, and they rushed through everything where the original series was a beginning, middle, and end. And it had a perfect arc-way. It took its time and that sort of thing.
Yeah, that's because the original Avatar, like all the seasons were leading up to one event, whereas with Legends of Korra, each season was its own self-contained arc.
But see, that's what I'm saying. Like with Aang, even though everything kind of led up to one big end, each season had a complete story in there, and they had more episodes to do it. That's the only thing I'm saying.
You thought it was rushed? I didn't. I mean, maybe the last season felt a little rushed to me, but I think overall, I don't.
Every single season felt rushed to me because they never really, like, Korra was always rushing headlong into it. Now, granted, that was part of her character, absolutely, but also literally every single episode they would tell her not to do something, or they would try to get like some sort of thing, and she was like saying whatever, and then she learned a lesson. Like, it was really rushed because they were trying to get each episode in half this. Like, each season was half the season of Aang's. That's not fair for the series. You have to rush in that situation. That's what I'm saying I don't want to have happen. Give them the 20 episodes. We would commit time for that. Give us 20 episodes per season and let you explore in a normal pace. That's what I'm asking.
You're just a fucking hater, man. Anything to do with Korra, bro.
I've pulled back my language on Korra, man.
Oh my god, yo, Korra, Tyrese, like you hate them all, yo. Like
Umar, just so you know, your T-shirt's in the mail. The one that says "Haterade" on it.
Anyway, moving on.
Speaking of Haterade.
Do you want to into this right now?
Oh, yes. Umar, what did you think of the Mortal Kombat trailer?
All right. Look, I understand coming from your perspective where everything was very happy and go lucky, and I came up with a mild amount of cold water.
Wow. How do you think of everything was happy and go lucky in the Mortal Kombat trailer? How did that happen?
But like, I will say that I didn't hate it. I just felt that it was a little lame.
Wow! Lame.
Tactix, can you do the Tyrese for me, please?
What more do you want from me?
Yes. Oh man, yo! First off, my girl watched the trailer. She loved it, and then she watched a clip of Tactix reaction, a clip of my reaction, and watch your full reaction, and she's like
unsubscribe.
Yeah. pretty much. She's like what does he want? Like the action is there, right? Like even after that, her and I went and watched like actual Mortal Kombat fatalities from the game, and she was like, "Oh, that's crazy. This is gonna be a good movie."
Have you ever played Mortal Kombat before? Umar.
Who are you talking to?
Umar.
Yeah. Of course I have.
How can you not like this trailer, man?
Hold up. Okay. So there were cool aspects in the trailer, and you can see my reacting to them. But first of all, the graphics for characters looked weak. The graphics of the fights were good, but the character, like for example, Goro looked terrible.
Bro, you saw him for like 2 seconds.
And also
relax.
Also,
I got some. So I watched the video of the director. It was like him doing like an audio commentary on stuff. So one, yes, Goro is going to look somewhat CG, right? Because he has to be. He's an all CG character. But one, for the way Goro is supposed to look, other than the fact that he's not going to look completely real. We get that, right? He looks fantastic because he actually looks like a 4-armed person who can fight and doesn't look like an animatronic like maniac from the last one where we're just like and then these 2 other arms just kind of like dangling around here like when they make those fake like paper mache spiders for like a grade 3 class.
I'm not gonna lie though, he looks sick though. Back in the old movie, like he looked pretty dope.
He looked dope, but he also like there was a level to it that was like he just looked also kind of like dumb.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
My favorite was when like he got punched in the groin and then his eyes did that. Like,
oh my gosh! Like he looked like I'm not trying to say this in the wrong way, but he didn't look like he had all of his faculties there in the first Mortal Kombat. And if you've seen him in like the game or you've seen him in like the animated one they dropped, the Scorpions like revenge story or whatever that they recently dropped. He's not a dumb person. He's just a really strong and giant person. He's like a henchman, and he just like likes to like brutalize people, right? But he's not an idiot. Like,
I also found like the whole the arms for Jax and also Kano the eye. I was kind of felt weird, like that they're going with that aspect as opposed to kind of like doing more earlier on. Because
what
for me, I didn't like the cybernetics aspect of it. I didn't believe it. It just was there for no reason. I know. Well, it's there in the game. Hold on. They're not making me believe, man. They're not making me believe.
Umar. No, bruh. Okay, first off,
like, oh my god.
Listen here, okay? Listen, okay? What do you get mad about when listen to me. I ain't done yet. Okay? Okay, don't interrupt. Okay. When you watch stuff like the new Star Wars, the new 3 films they dropped, right? And they're garbage. And you see like what Netflix wants to do with Avatar, and that sounds like garbage. And you see a lot of these things. What is the problem that all these people do? What do they not respect?
The source material.
What the fuck are they doing in Mortal Kombat? They're respecting the source material. You're like, oh, Jax, I don't believe the cybernetic arms. That's his fucking character. Like, that's what they invented. So they have to find a way to bring him in, right? And I forget the character's name, how to pronounce it, but he usually loses his arm to a character called like Armnamak, or I can't pronounce his name, but he what's that? But he usually loses his arm to another character, and they found a different way to introduce it because they wanted to make Sub-Zero a villain. So they introduced and they're interweaving things around Sub-Zero, and they're like, and I listen to the guy and I respect what he says. He's like, they usually Jax loses his arms a particular way, but if you watch things like the Scorpion Revenge, then Goro took his arms, so they have some license there. But other characters that don't have license, they've been very strict to exactly what they do. They're respecting source material. So it is going to have a level of cheese because it's based off of a video game made in like 1991. But they're respecting it so well that like when you look at like Sub-Zero and Scorpion, right? Sub-Zero and Scorpion, like the original game, just wore like cloth material. Yeah. They're respecting it so much that they're actually they worked with like the actual actors who play Sub-Zero and Scorpion, and they went with them to understand the true like samurai Japanese history and built their actual costumes respecting real culture and integrating the color schemes and stuff like that from the actual video game. These guys are respecting source material and culture. I'm just Tactix one more time, please.
What more do you want from me?
That's it right there.
I do have a problem with Sub-Zero and Scorpion also. So my man is going to cut this guy up, and awesome. The blood comes out. He takes it and freezes
Don't
it.
even go.
Hold on. Let me finish.
Yo.
So that's all awesome. I loved it. I was like, oh, that's really well done. And then Scorpion just sits there while he turns around, creates a frozen wall, stabs him, and then stabs him, and then throws him to the wall. Why was Scorpion just sitting there the whole time?
Bro, those are cuts from the fight. We don't have the full fight yet. We don't know how they rearranged it in the trailer.
Yeah,
you can't judge it based off of what you just saw in the trailer.
One and two, if somebody cuts your side of your rib cage to produce enough blood that it goes in the air like that, I feel like I'm gonna take a second. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like I'm gonna be like, boom, boom, boom. I feel like I'm gonna be like, oh damn, that was a whole rib. like I'm in shock right now.
You just gonna freeze my blood and stab me with my own shit, bro? Like,
bro, if my blood is squirting high enough that you can freeze it in the air, I'm already worried enough to stop moving. Okay,
I'd be baffled by the disrespect, guy. Like, you just stabbed me with my own blood. Like, I need a minute to process this.
Yeah.
Like, what just happened?
At least he won't get AIDS.
Yeah, and wow. and
unless he already has it, then it's just like him getting it back again. So
then he's just like now he's just putting on ice for later. Like,
wait till the shit melts in your body, bro.
Yo. You know, I got all kinds of popsicles. I got ones with AIDS flavors.
Okay, look, I just want to point out that I enjoyed the trailer. I just didn't love the trailer. I found it to be a little lame, but I'm like, it's not like I'm not going to watch it. Like, for example, if I were to see any trailer of any CW like TV series, my first thing is, I'm not going to watch that. That's not the case with this situation. I was like, I like what they're trying to do. It's a little lame for my taste, but like maybe they'll prove me wrong. That's it. It's just that you Darcy, you're like at a 10 for this trailer, and Tactix, I think you're like at an 8.
No, okay, I'm not at a straight 10.
I'm like an 8.5, only because
And Darcy, you're at a 9
because
I'm like an 8.5.
It's a new director. It's a new director. I don't think he's ever directed any like big pictures yet, so that kind of has me a little bit worried. But from what I saw based on the trailer, I'm like, there's nothing more that I need from a Mortal Kombat trailer. I'm not expecting it to be a fucking epic storyline. I just want to see some dope ass fatalities and some interesting characters.
That also may be a factor, because remember, I saw it like 2 days after you guys did, and I also saw both of your reactions to the trailer before I watched it. So like, I went in thinking this is going to be the dope as fuck,
and it was.
Yeah, I don't know what our reactions would have done to reduce that.
Yeah, like, what trailer did you watch?
You were there.
Yeah, like what glasses were you wearing at the time? Like,
I'm just saying it's very possible that I was overhyped. You guys saw it and you were guys like,
okay.
I was
like, don't blame us, bro. Don't blame. You're just a hater, man.
Yo,
you would have felt the same way, regardless of whether you watched our reaction videos, bro. Yeah. Don't put that on us.
And let me put out my rating too. So I'm an 8.5. And here's the thing: isn't it also produced by James Wan? I feel like it's produced by somebody like really big, like they have good backing.
No, here's the thing, because he's working on Conjuring right now, isn't he? The Conjuring 3.
I don't know. I have to look up who's the producer, because there's like a big producer. The director's new, but I feel like the producer's big. But the listening to the director. They respect the source material. They've gone out of their way to, interweave like their catchphrases and stuff in a way. And the one thing that they said that I really like is that all of the fatalities, they don't want to just make them like, oh, they just happen. They're actually pivotal to the story. Some of them are tied to emotion, like there's a consequence to the fatalities. So even the ones we saw in the trailer, they're going to be more impactful than the way they're portraying them. The only thing that I'm actually worried about, which is why I'm giving it 8.5, is I'm only worried that like some of the non-fighting moments, some of the non-action oriented moments might, are they going to have good? Yeah, like, are they going to have enough levity? Are they going to be overly serious, and their communication is going to be like boring at times? Like, I'm just a little worried that like we might have some down periods in between. But that's my only worry. But overall, like, even if I do get that, then I'll still be happy camper, because if they get the costumes right, the fights right, the fatalities right, the characters like their powers and stuff right, and I just don't get the greatest dialogue, cool. We just need to fix that for the next movie, right? But
yeah, and basically for me, the reason why I'm saying it looks lame is that's what I can see happening.
Yeah, but still looks dope though.
Fine.
You can't see shit, bro. You're not a fortune teller. Shut up.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on. Our final geeky news before we move on to our big topic is the Invincible trailer. So Invincible, in a previous podcast, we talked about the teaser trailer that they released. Invincible is based off a comic book series that has now been converted into an animated series. And we saw the full-length trailer that came out this past week. And I gotta say, that trailer looked hella dope.
Looks like shit.
Yeah, I figured you were going to say
that. You pissing me off so much. No, that shit looks amazing. Yo, I gotta call this out. So like that trailer looks good, but when you saw that scene where I want to call that he looks like what's that guy that one Superman villain who comes from outer space who rides the motorcycle? I forget his name.
Lobo.
Oh, Lobo.
There's a character who reminded me of Lobo who took like a hammer to the character, and I saw that I was like, I have never seen that with like a superhero thing. Like not only like the blood coming out, but like the blood coming out of his chest.
Yeah.
I'm like, how is he gonna live from that moment?
Yeah.
Right? Like, and like the doctors get to him, like that whole moment right there is like, okay, I need to watch the whole show to see what the hell's up with that scene. That is too much. Like the show looked cool, and then it scared me.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was all right. It's all right, you know. I'm still hype off of that Mortal Kombat trailer, yo. So I was just like,
my man.
It's good, man. But I didn't see anything that really like grabbed me, you know. And was like, yo, you got to rush to see that. I'm gonna be in line for Mortal Kombat, yo. Just saying.
You actually, you know, one more thing I thought of this week related to Mortal Kombat. No. I think you'll appreciate this, the Umar. I'm like meagerly excited, like decently excited to watch Zack Snyder just to like see that finish. But outside of like the like, I just want that to be done with.
Whoa, what? Are you talking about Justice League?
Yeah, Justice League. To watch Zack Snyder's Justice League. Okay. I'm just calling it Zack Snyder because it's shorter. But outside of that, I don't give a crap about anything DC right now. Like I'm just so like annoyed, and I'm like, and I realized I'm like, a few months ago I was super excited to see the Mortal Kombat, but still worried. Now I'm like, my excitement for Mortal Kombat's here, and my excitement for DC is like down here. And I'm like, DC is just right back to where it was like a few years ago. It's just like yeah. Because I'm like, how am I more excited for the Mortal Kombat like universe to build than like the Man of Steel to come back? You know what I mean?
Because they oversaturated us with something that didn't need extra hype. Like they've shown us like 5 trailers for this ridiculous film that, like, if they just said, yeah, we have 4 1-hour episodes that will be the miniseries of Justice League, I actually would have been like, that's cool. Now we're getting a 4-hour Justice League movie that
I'm not even talking about the Zack Snyder Justice League. I'm agreed that they've oversaturated. I'm just saying that thing to me is kind of a separate thing to what the DC is going to do in the future, and I'm just not interested in the rest of DC for the future.
What is DC's future?
I know, like I'm just like
the Flash,
so not.
Too.
Yeah. Oh, and Shazam started. Shazam, I think, started filming.
Yeah, like I'm meagerly excited for The Rock to become, you know, what's his name? Because like he's starting to train Black Adam. I'm excited just because like I do like The Rock and I like his work ethic, and I'm like he's gonna get in the best shape of his life, and I'm super excited to see what that best shape of his life looks like.
He's not already in the best shape of his life.
I know he's always in the best shape of his life, and he's always getting in the best shape of his life.
Like how much? Like he won, bro. How much more can he do? Like
the thing is,
what's left?
That's the thing is like I want to know what the best shape of his life looks like
Oh,
when he says, "I'm about to get the best shape of my life." He just said that on Instagram, and I'm like, okay, I want to know what that means. So I'm kind of more showing up to that film just to go like, I want to see like Henry Cavill and The Rock, because like I just like The Rock is going to be huge. So what is Henry Cavill going to do? And you know Henry Cavill will take that very seriously, and he's a homebody, so he'll take that very seriously. I just want to see those two guys, and then what's his name, Levy or whatever, to show up in his like muscle suit and be like, just leave, bro. just leave.
Oh man. All right, so we might as well then move on, as apparently we're okay with the Invincible trailer. But so WandaVision. I know we did our mid-season review last time, but now, well, shit got real in the last 2 episodes. We are now up to episode 7.
Yep.
And there was a huge reveal at episode 7. So spoiler warnings: if you haven't seen WandaVision episode 7, A, get on that. B, stop watching.
Yep.
So
Spoiler. Goro is in WandaVision.
Oh, God. Don't ruin WandaVision with Goro.
No, I'm just kidding. It's just Sub-Zero.
Yeah. All right. So seeing as how
Monica Rambeau is related to Jax.
I love him. No. So T, you were the last one to watch the episode. So how about you tell us what you thought?
I enjoyed it. I kind of already anticipated that ending reveal. I mean, I think we all did based on the name, but it was still interesting to see how like everything kind of was like connected from like the previous episodes. What else happened? Yeah, I mean, I like where it's going so far. The Monica Rambeau thing, like where she's now developing power, that was sick. I'm like, I have a feeling that there's a big epic fight coming between her and possibly either Agatha or Wanda. Probably more so Agatha. Or both, yeah. Darcy brought up, I think it was Darcy who I was talking to him off air, and he brought up a interesting point about how Agatha throughout the series, she kept making reference to her husband, but we haven't seen him yet. So it's like, well, yo, who is he, and how is he going to show up? How is he going to play in all of this? Like, we're thinking maybe Manifesto or some other. What?
Mephisto. You call him Manifesto.
That's what I'm going to keep calling him then. Manifesto.
Yeah.
I actually really like that you said it like that. That's actually pretty cool.
So Manifesto is going to show up and he's going to wreak havoc. He's going to manifest some shit. And yeah, I like it. I like the episode. I like where it's going so far. It was it's definitely one of those slow burn type of shows, but it picks up, and I'm like curious. Is this gonna lead to like the mutants? Like, how is this tying into Doctor Strange and Spider-Man? Like, I have so many questions.
Darcy?
Yeah.
What do you think of Manifesto, bro?
I was trying to think of a Manifesto. I was thinking like, I wonder, because Umar, his name's Mephisto, right?
Yeah.
I'm thinking like, can he manifest stuff, right?
Hell yeah.
He manifests stuff, right?
Well, no, he's the devil.
So yeah, he manifests stuff. So yeah. I was thinking like, wonder if they like were sitting around like, we'll call him Manifesto, and they're like, no, it's not good. Just cut the end. like Mephisto. I like it. Even though I don't read titles of episodes before I watch them ever. I actually don't know the titles of like most episode names. I just never get around to doing it. So I didn't see the title for it to be obvious, but it was still obvious to me. Like, I kind of felt at this point that we were gonna get that kind of reveal, because I feel like what the show is gonna do is that they're gonna give you this big reveal because it's a decoy. I think that the bigger reveal is coming, and but it was so smart in that they kind of like set you up for it, and they played it, and then they right when you're like, I knew I was right, and then it's like, yeah, that ain't it though, bro. Because there's still so many more layers. I loved Vision, what Paul Bettany or whatever his name is, like when he was doing the like, I love the whole theme of like, it was like, I love how it started with The Office and it went right into like Modern Family
Yeah.
style, and I just love when he's like sitting, he's like, what am I doing here? And like takes like the thing off, and you're like, and I love how they like have the touch of him taking the microphone off when he could just like become what is it like intangible, and then like would have fallen anyways. It's just these like small little things. I like, and whenever he sat in that chair and he's just talking, it was like so odd because it's like Vision is supposed to be like, you know, very like robotic and understanding, and he's just so human. It was just it was awesome for me. One thing I actually saw, I was like scrolling through Instagram or YouTube, and somebody made a theory that you remember when Doctor Strange, and this is what someone's theory is, like why Doctor Strange is going to be the one. I want to actually circle this. It's like, who do we think is going to be the big cameo? But someone was saying that like when Doctor Strange was learning his powers in that movie, and he went in, and that there was a book missing off the wall.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah, that was like, that could be the one that Agatha has in the basement.
That's what I think so too. Because also that book was in a pentagram, or wait, hexagram.
Yeah.
No. I think that well, she's doing magic, so she has to be from the Doctor Strange world.
Yeah.
Because they do magic, and we'll find out what she like what she's doing. But she's I like when the reveal happened with her, everyone was like, oh my god, it was her all along. And though I love the song, that song is still stuck in my head, by the way. Like, fuck that. And it's actually Catherine Hahn singing it. When it's like, it was Agatha all along. That's her singing herself about herself.
Oh, that's awesome. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's actually pretty cool. So I also, the twins are missing. And she's in this like basement that's clearly meant for like sacrifice. Like, you know, people have been sacrificed in that basement. And so the twins are missing. And in the comics, Mephisto used the twins to corporealize himself.
Oh, shoot. So
Yeah.
she
Manifest himself.
So are you saying you think the theory here?
You like that? Like that?
So
I'm gonna shoehorn that in for the remainder of this episode, bro. I don't even give a fuck.
Yeah. So let me ask the question though. Your theory is that Wanda manifested. I had to. It's the only word for this. Manifested her twins, and then Mephisto sacrificed those twins. So those twins were real. They're not like a figment of imagination, and they've been sacrificed.
So I think, because the thing is, Wanda and Agatha combined makes sense why things are going the way it is. Agatha is in charge of everyone's brain, but at the same time, she's able to tap into Wanda's mind, so she's probably giving her what she wants. But I think Wanda created the hex. Yeah, and I think she brought back Vision. Yeah, she and I think she's reality warping things. So I think she made herself, and I think Agatha helped in terms of birthing, like creating the children. So the children are, I think, pureborn mutants. And they clearly have to stay because they can't, like, for one thing, Disney's not going to, like, Disney still, I doubt Disney is going to even bring Mephisto in because, you know, the religious right, China, they're all going to be like, how dare you have the devil? So, like, they're probably not, they're just going to be like saying, oh, it was Ralph the whole time. But I also don't think they're going to kill children. It would be a very dark move for Disney to do all of a sudden in a TV series. I think that they're priming for them to become the next Young Avengers, because we already know that Hawkeye's daughter is becoming like the new Hawkeye. She's going to be in his Hawkeye TV series. So the kids are going to be fine, but they definitely are using to bring Mephisto in or to do something along those lines, and it's not going to take. And I think Wanda and Vision are going to like fight to stop it from happening and tear down the hex. But at the same time, I think Wanda is being used inadvertently. I think she's channeling all the Infinity Stones and is going to actually bring them back.
The kids?
No, the Infinity Stones.
Oh, she's gonna. Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what's happening. I think it's an anchor to her because she was the one who destroyed the Mind Stone.
Yeah.
I think she's going to definitely bring back the Mind Stone, but I think this is going to be a thing where the reason why she goes insane, because like if I'm correct, WandaVision leads into Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness, which is apparently might be a horror themed film. So I'm going to have you guys tell me how that movie goes. And then I see you, Tactix. I see you right now.
You still have to watch it too, so I haven't forgotten.
It's so weak.
So for the audience members, I hate horror movies, and I watched the first It movie, and I was terrified through the whole thing. Anyway, so Doctor Strange, and then it'll go into Spider-Man 3.
I heard Spider-Man 3 is coming out before Doctor Strange, though. Like it's like so.
What's
like,
it?
It's coming
December.
out. It's coming out just at Christmas, and they haven't announced Doctor Strange, so it's Spider-Man 4.
So I guess it's WandaVision, Spider-Man, then Doctor Strange.
Yeah. I also kind of don't want it to be like that brings the Infinity Stones back, because I kind of feel like that should be done with at this point. I mean, I don't mind it like being like remnant consequences to each stone, but like I don't want like a whole other trilogy based on like stones again, right?
Well, I see it more like Thanos in their universe is dead, and Thanos in another timeline is dead. So like they don't need to worry about someone bringing back the stones to like snap out of existence. It's fine if they just like go back into the universe.
Yeah, but I don't want to be like chasing the stones again and protecting from a stone, or like it's too much rehashing of the same concept. One thing that I was also just thinking of is I wonder if Agatha and the director of Sword have some kind of connection to each other. On the basis, and I wonder if he's the husband. But just random thoughts popping through my head. The only reason being is because like he obviously had something he wanted to do related with vision, and I get the feeling that like when she went and got his body and then came right to this place, that she was probably already under Agatha's mind control at that point. Because why would she get the body and then go to that one particular place for the heck where Agatha was? Like, why would she go there with the body? If
I don't think she's ever been under Agatha's control.
Suggestion, whatever. But
I think Agatha has been messing with her.
Regardless of whatever we want to label the syntax of like of their dynamics, I just mean like, why would she go and get the body and then go there of all places, you know? Like,
fair enough. Like I think Agatha found Wanda when she made the hex, but like I think just to your point, Hayward I don't think is connected. I think Hayward is a guy who's trying to keep his secret because I mean his secret is pretty big. He stole Vision's body, or that's one thing. I was watching like a podcast from like the Heroes World comic book store podcast. They made a really good point. Why does the Avengers keep getting all these like epically powerful things and just hand them over to the government? Like they gave the scepter, they almost gave the the cube, and now they gave Vision's body to Sword. Are they insane?
Because I don't feel like the Avengers is really like, at the end of the day, the team is not really like an organization, and they don't really want to manage things.
They are.
But
they are.
Yeah, I know that they are, but like, I don't know. I feel like they try to do something right by the government. But I mean, with Iron Man out the picture, though, I feel like there also could be a conversation that that organization isn't really being run and funded the same way anymore.
Iron Man has only recently died, though.
Yeah, I know, but things can fall apart pretty quickly.
But anyway, so going back, I think Hayward is trying to hide the fact.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, and Wanda found out about it, got pissed, took the Visions back, resurrected him, and then like created a bubble for herself.
I just feel like unless Westview is right beside like the in close proximity to where the Sword location is, I feel like if she wanted to like take his dead body and try to like do something with him, she would probably go to a place of meaning, you know, or a place of seclusion, right? Like if you want to do something powerful and protect and make sure nobody else is harmed by it, you would go to somewhere secluded, right? Or if she's like doesn't give a shit about people, then she would go to somewhere of meaning, right? Like bring him back somewhere where they have like a romantic thing. So probably somewhere in Europe, right? Based on what we saw in Infinity War. Like why the hell this random town where Agatha is, right? Unless Agatha intercepts her when she's stealing the body or motivates her on the way to like stealing the body, like to steal the body, and before she goes to get the body, like she tells her they have the body and then influences her, like that's how she finds out. Like then it's just kind of like it's way too coincidental they end up in the same place without a like logical reason.
Going back to what you were saying, Tactix, about Monica Rambeau, I really, her getting power, the way she got the powers, I actually really enjoyed, because first of all, you have her like split into all those like different aspects. You hear all her old audio from the Captain Marvel movie, but the one part that I found to be actually really interesting was the moment when her eyes went blue and she actually pushed herself through the barrier, was when Captain Marvel came into her head, and it was almost like, I'm not listening to you, and she like punched her way through. I actually found that to be really interesting. And then I loved her interaction with Wanda right afterwards, where Wanda was, well, first of all, I gotta say, Monica did a great superhero landing.
Yeah, she did.
Like, that was like, when that happened, I was like, oh! And yeah, I just love that a lot. Anyway, so you all saw the mid-credit scene, right?
Yeah.
Remind me of it again.
Basically, it's Monica outside trying to get inside.
Oh, yeah, and Quicksilver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Monica's energy is purple. Sorry, Monica's energy is blue. Wanda's energy is red. And the energy coming out of Agatha's building is purple. All of those are infinity colors.
Man, there's some infinity things. Can't let it go.
I'm just saying that the energy, I'm just talking about the energy-wise.
So the only one that's left is yellow and...
Yellow, which Vision has.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we have green, which is time. And
Doctor Strange, when he shows up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I'm missing one, and it's bothering me. Oh, Soul.
That was red, right?
No. That's orange? I think it's orange.
Orange.
Nonetheless, I'm just...
Oh, yeah, it's orange. Yeah, I remember.
I'm wondering what is going to happen to create the mutants. Because I agree with you, T. I think the mutants are going to be a thing.
Yeah.
But I don't understand how. Unless they're going to wait until the Doctor Strange, because I think Doctor Strange will be the conclusion to this tripart area.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that Wanda she's going to have a significant mental break soon. And I think that's going to be when her kids are killed.
Yeah. Yep, that makes sense.
Maybe she'll be like, instead of saying no more mutants, like in the comics, she'll be like, give me more mutants.
Well, she'd have to know what mutants are first, right?
That's true. Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's like state something that doesn't exist in concept yet. Yeah, I think that you're right. I just hope it's not about drawing out the Infinity Stones. Like if they do something in the Infinity Stones, it's just kind of like a one-off. But I just don't want to I just don't need another like long Infinity Stone thing. I need like some other giant thing that everything centers around. Otherwise, it'll just never go away. So
going back to kind of like what you guys were saying before, I have to say this series has done a fantastic job with the characters. Like Jimmy Woo has been given time to shine.
Right.
And like what I love about it, like he's not an idiot. He's not a fool. He is a competent FBI agent who is a person of color, and at the same time, it defends it sticks up for people. We've got Monica Rambeau, who like created all in for this series by herself, and like what a breakout role she's gotten. Darcy, I'm okay with. Like I've never been a big fan of that actress.
Such a hater.
Hold on, I said the actress. I love the character. I actually really like the character. I'm not a big fan of the actress. I love Paul Bettany and Elizabeth Olsen. They are nailing it. Like, just they're given time to just showcase their acting range.
Yeah. agreed on the last part. Everything but the Darcy part. Yeah.
All right. Well, the next couple episodes might be hour-longs, based on what Kevin Feige has been hinting. So stay tuned. We'll be probably either talking about them episode by episode or just talking about them when the episodes end.
Sounds good. Yeah, I hope for a big reveal. It's not Doctor Strange or something that's like unexpected.
Yeah, I agree. Maybe Mr. Fantastic. Anyway, that is the show, everybody. And I'm your boy Tactix Manifesto. Yeah.
I knew that was coming.
It's just Darcy Manifesto.
Manifesting shit, bro.
And this is Big Geek Umar. Live long and prosper. Mortal Kombat sucks. Like and subscribe.
Yeah, what more do you want from me?